How do you unlock this thing?
We're on. Okay. Hey,
Well,
everybody from Facebook is going. Instagram will be there in 1 minute. We're having a little technical difficulty at Instagram. But we're out here today, outdoors, so if you hear a bunch of wind blowing and stuff, it has got a bit wind today. We are here to talk about string lights. Brian, our expert in string lights, will give you a bunch of technical details about it. But basically what we're doing in this yard is we've got the newest one. It's a G40 bulb. It's an exclusive AQL design, and it's going to be, it was pre-installed, one string of it. It lights up the outside of this perfect. We are going to add on to it. So we're going to show you how we install this and how we're going to install the next one. But first, Brian wants to talk about all the parts, pieces, and options that you have and how it should be done. Brian, on you.
all right. First thing, we're going to show you how we're going to turn it on and off. Because that's always a problem out on your patios. You don't always have a switch where you can just turn it on and off. So we are going to start with this inline dimmer. This comes in 100 or 200 watts, 350, and 600 watts. It's very simple. Plug it into your outlet, plug your string light, plug your rope light into this here, and you now have a remote control to turn it on, off, and dim it. So this is actually a great solution to a problem that's been around for a long, long time. So this is how we will start our string light. Tom's going to go ahead and install it up there where he had it originally installed anyways. So I'll give you that there,
Okay.
Tom.
And not that, if you guys want to turn the camera real quick, let me show you something very simple. Most people are not going to have power, as I did not either, power at the end of my pergola here. Above this, there's a patio against a patio that has an outdoor box. I plugged an extension cord into that outdoor box, and I brought an extension cord out, and I put it here. That was it. Now I'm going to plug this into an extension cord, and then into my lights. And Brian will explain all the different options you have and install options on the different string lights. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay. I think we're going to start out, we wanted to show you, this is what we are installing. This is a G40. It's about 5 inches in diameter. That's a big boy right there. That is super cool. You want to be different than everybody else? That right there is the guy. Here's some of our other bulbs. This is a standard S14. S is the shape, 14 is the size. See these everywhere. Bistro lights, there's all kinds of different names for this right here. We sell a lot of these. It's a great bulb, but if you want to be different, we do have some other options. This is a larger ST21. 21 is the diameter right here. It's a much larger bulb. Show you how much bigger right there. So that's going to make you different. This is going to stand out. And then we have a G25. So here's the difference here. That's a G25. That's a little bit, that's about 3 inches in diameter. And there's a G40, 5 inches in diameter. So either way, any bulb, they're all fun. They're just a little bit different than what everybody else has. So it's cool. All right. Next thing, we will show you the different ends. This
is commercial grade. These are all commercial grade. These happen to have drops. You'll see them without the drop. Medium base socket, all outdoor rated, of course. Brian will go to the difference in the two sockets, or the plugs, and why.
Yep. Ahead, okay, so we have the male core cap here. Keep in mind, most string lights do have a fuse in them. So string lights, even though they look like they could be a convenient extension cord, they cannot be used as an extension cord. If you were to plug a drill or something like that into this end here, you only have 5 amps right there. So most power equipment would burn up that fuse. So you better have some fuses around if you plan to use it as an extension cord. So I don't recommend it. Other than that, the cords are watertight. So the end of this string light here is over around this column here. Tom will be plugging that into here, and it seals. You'll see the O-ring that goes around it. So this will plug in and form a nice seal, so we can keep on extending this. So this does have a maximum run. Every light string has a maximum run. It's always going to depend on the gauge of wire that you use and the amount of bulbs and how many watts each bulb is. So that's called your load. So it's going to be the gauge of wire and your load. There's all different kinds, so you have to know what yours is and how many yours is rated for. This one here, because we're using a 3.5 watt bulb, this is 18 gauge wire. we can run 5 of these in a row without having
Right.
any issues.
At full
That's the
power.
maximum run. So we're gonna get going. We're gonna get installing on this right now.
So like any extension cord or any light cord, you'll find the biggest challenge is keeping it from getting tangled. But we're going to start over here. Oh, sorry, Brian. Can I bring that ladder with us? One thing we forgot to talk about, your loads. It's not good to take this, plug it in, run it 35 feet strand, and attach it to the end of a pole and let them go free without attaching them to something. If you have a very long span, more than about, we're going to say somewhere between 7 and 10 feet, if you go any more than that, you want to use an 1/8-inch braided cable, metal cable, and run that where you want to do it. Each one of these are designed with a hook at the top that would allow you to hook to that cable. Now, whether it's hooked tight to the cable with a zip tie or you dangle it with a chain or something off of that, you want the load to be carried by the cable. The other thing you can do like this, we have a wood pergola. So wherever we need it, we can just take a simple hook that will screw into my wood pergola that will either it'll take the cord, or if it lays out, or if you want to do them up tight, you can put right through that and screw it right to your wood pergola. Now, what we're doing here, this is called, it's an exterior, we're going around the exterior of this overhang patio cover. So if they move the camera slowly while we're moving over and getting set up, you'll notice that at the end we didn't have any rafter tails, so I used hooks to hang them. Then when we got out to the end of this patio, I then went around the rafter tails like we're going to do here. We're going to continue all on rafter tails. We're going to wrap this around the rafter tails. We want to keep the bulbs somewhat, obviously, in between the rafter tails that we're moving around. And that's it. So it starts out with 2 people's always better. If you can get 2 people to do it at one time, makes life easier. This is one of the bulbs. I'm going to show you how to install that when we're done. So, starts out with, I go to the end, I pull off where we ended last time, and I have it up here and it's up. So I pull the cap off of it, I then pull the cap off of this one, and I insert it. Like all, there's a large and a small, like all US, and I push it all the way into, I do no longer see that gasket. I know we showed you down below. That's all I'm doing. It's nice and tight, and it's now watertight. Now I have a bulb here, so the next bulb I want it to land there. So I'm going to give it a quick wrap. End of mine. Well, that's going to go too much. So I'm going to start here because I kind of want it to fall in the center. We're going to go up to the next one. Brian will wrap that once around it, the rafter tail. I'm going to hide the wire a little bit. The bulb's going to go. Brian will then move to the next one. Well, I've got everybody here. Let me show you. Here's the box. The box with the bulb in it. I'm going to take this bulb. And it's very simple. You know how many people it takes to screw in a light bulb, right? Not a big deal. But what you want to do is you want to make sure this goes, and because these are 68 waterproof, not IP67, excuse me, and 65. This is rubber. As you screw this on, you want to see it separate and go around the bulb. As you can see, this is done. And that way there, it'll tighten up, water sealed, and it hits the back of the bulb. We're in good shape. So as you can see, Brian's just separating as we go around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to follow Brian as he's doing that, and I'm going to kind of say, okay, it's got a good loop. We're looping about the same. It's around here. I probably want to bring this my way, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring mine this way, but just simply looping around the rafter tail. I may have to bring the trimmers out here a little bit. No, that'll be okay. That'll come down right below my foliage. I'm going to hide the wire a little bit, and we're just going to have bulbs. Like I said, we're going to continue this all the way around the end of the pergola. The existing one's been up for quite a few months, and it's beautiful. What I like about this big one is I don't have every 2 foot of bulb. I have every 5 foot of bulb. I don't see a lot of lights, but for general lighting out here, I can do it all with this bulb. If I'm doing something we need really good light on, I can bring that all the way up, and this whole area out here is lighted up great. If we're playing games out here at night or something, these bulbs on high will light this whole area to do it. Then I bring it down to about 25% for daily, just if I have it on, come out here for mood lighting or whatever. Great product. We do have quite a few that are different.
I have a question for you real quick here.
Okay.
How many strands can be used on each run?
So each run on this one here, okay, we're up to 5. Like Brian said, there's a mathematical reason for that. You have the size of the wire, the wattage pulled by each bulb, okay, and which is all, and the length of the run. So these will go up to 5. So that's 175 feet with 5 foot spacings. You could light up a very big area with an awful lot of light. I want to say with the 4, we also have the small bulbs and the other 3 other bulbs. We have them 2 foot spacing at 48 feet and a 3 foot spacing at 48 feet. We also have something special, which is only 24 feet with 12 volts.
Would you get a longer run with a bulb that's drawing less wattage then? If it has a
Yes.
smaller bulb, you get a longer run.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we can put 5 2448s using the S14 bulb. So it's a lot longer run. We're I think 196 feet. That many more because it's every 2 feet, not every 5 feet.
Can you tell them about the UV on this bulb?
These are shadow resistant UV. As you can tell,
So they're
I got
not
some
gonna-
dust on the ones that have been up for 6 months, but not a bit of yellowing. Got to come out and wipe them out. This is going to show the dust a little bit more because it's a bigger bulb, but as you can tell, there's no yellowing on the bulb. We live in a pretty windy area here. No breakage, no nothing. They are shadow resistant, but I thought maybe you'd get a crack in one or something. Haven't. You're not going to see this application too many places. You won't see the G25 or the S21 filament bulb. We're about the only company that's been doing them. I had the bulb special made for these reasons. The standard would be just your S14s, which most people carry. We like to have a little more fun, and everybody's unique. And that's it. We're going to finish this up. Stay tuned tonight. We're just going to run a quick video with the lights on at night. You can see a demonstration of it dimming and a demonstration of how bright this actually is with these bulbs. Brian, you have a closing for what do you want anything to say?
Thanks for watching another AQ lighting video, and if you have a message or you want to drop a comment, please do. And until this evening then, stay safe.